Hello everyone. We're going to get started with our first Q&A. Today I have with me Rose Shadowlee, the owner of Atomic Roses, the owner of Sweet Town, and the owner of Friday Nights. We're going to be going in order of the way of how our call is listed. So it'll be the owner of Sweet Town first, then the owner of Friday Nights, then Rose Shadowlee, and then the owner of Atomic Roses. So let's get started. Alright, my first question is, what is something you love about Star Stable Online?
So I personally really love the community and kind of the relationships that you can have with people and that you can build with others. Because at this point, it's not really about a pixel horse game anymore. It's kind of about the bonds you make and the connections you make with people. And I really admire all the bonds I've made with really everyone I've met in the community.
I would have to agree with that answer. The community is unlike anything else on this game, and I just love it so much. And another thing I really enjoy is like the creativity of the community and just seeing like all of like the edits that people make and the art that people make inspired by the game. It's just like so cool.
Yeah, I have to agree with you that has spoken before that the community is an amazing part of this game. But I mean, I also love Star Stable Online due to how original it is with being an MMO game focusing on girls and horses. I was when I was young, I didn't play any violent games at all, and all of the games I loved was horse games, and I played them over and over again. So as I got older, and no horse games were released, I felt a bit sad. And then Star Stable Online was made, and I found it, and yeah, it was everything I really wanted. So just everything about Star Stable Online is amazing, in my opinion.
I'd have to agree with everyone else that it really is the community that makes Star Stable such an enjoyable place. I think because it can take so long for new story quests to come out that you really do kind of have to build up friendships and focus on the community aspect more than other aspects sometimes. So yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
What is your favorite memory so far in Star Stable Online?
Oh gosh, okay. I couldn't pick one personally because yeah, that's a really hard question. Probably just all of them whenever I'm hanging out with my friends or we make a new inside joke, like every single moment and every single person that I bonded with kind of builds it up into one big moment where I can just look back even when I don't play Star Stable anymore and I'm like, "Oh, I remember this. Like this was such a good time in my life." Like I really enjoyed meeting these people. I enjoyed hanging out with them every day. So I honestly think it's everything in all, even if, it is a bad memory. It comes back to you and you learn from it. So yeah, I honestly couldn't pick one.
For me, I'd have to say when I made my club with my best friend, um, we just have such an amazing group of people in our club, and it's just absolutely the best. So whenever we first made it, it was just such a great feeling, and I will definitely remember that for a long time.
Uh, yeah, it's like it really depends on like the question is like, is it in-game stuff or community? But for me, when it comes to community, a memory I have is when I was invited to a club, and the owner of that club turned out to be one of my best friends today. So that's probably my best memory when she was like, "Well, I'm in online now. Could we meet up and I'll invite you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it was like the start of something new, all cliche and stuff. So yeah, that's probably my most favorite memory when it comes to that.
Yeah, there's definitely so many good memories you can have with clubs. I think one of the things I remember the most, though, was our first dressage competition ever. That was a really good memory. And just seeing everyone compete and get so excited and be so proud of how hard they'd worked. It's just a really good memory for me.
What was your favorite update that's ever happened on Star Stable Online?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's been many. For instance, I really love the global store feature. I thought that was so cool. Even though like I know many people like love going to the shop itself and having that feeling when they buy something, but I'm personally pretty lazy. So, that was a big one for me. And also the riding hall feature where you could like choose to only see your club or things like that. Whenever we'd have like dressage practices or anything along those lines where we'd want to meet in the riding hall, that was just super awesome to, be invested in that club event, not have to worry about, others interrupting it or, or not being able to see club members because of the lag. So that was also really great.
This is a really hard question because there are just like so many amazing things. But I guess one of the first one that comes to mind would be the Wildwoods area. I just love it so much. And I'm from the US in California, and it just reminds me so much of my home state. And that it's just really wonderful. And they just did such an amazing job with all of the different like wildlife and the different terrain. It's just such a cool area, and so I definitely have to say that's one of my most favorites.
For me, well, as everyone else has said, it's been so many amazing updates in all these years that Star Stable has been active. But I think the one that I always keep thinking of because I use it basically every day as I'm playing, it is photo mode. That is also that was also a Friday Passion project. Sorry, Friday Passion project at Star Stable Entertainment. Like, just someone thought, like, "Ooh, maybe they will like a photo mode," and he made it, and it's in the game right now. And I think a lot of people really enjoy it. So yeah, I would say that is my favorite.
I was actually gonna say photo mode as well, as one of the people who has played Star Stable for quite a few years now. After I took a break, I came back to see that they'd updated it to have photo mode, and I just I use that every day because I'm obsessed with photos, but that would definitely have to be one of my favorite updates, along with the riding hall update to be able to just see club members was really helpful.
What are some of your dream updates for the game?
Oh my gosh. I know this sounds like super far-fetched and kind of out there. But like being able to kind of advertise like the little like board you have in your home stable where there's a bunch of pictures, like being able to customize that and to advertise your club on there and even link Instagram's application links and things like that. And also just character updates because I feel like we really need them, but I know Star Stable's currently working on that. So I'm excited for it.
For me, I would have to say I would really love a feature where we could like save outfit combinations. Because one of my favorite things about the game is like all the different clothing options we have and creating different outfits with all of those items. But sometimes there's just like so many different things, and so it would just be really handy to be able to save different combinations, like in our closet somehow. I don't really know how it would work exactly, but I just think that would be a really nice feature to have.
I have a lot of wishes, but lately it has been this one thing when being in game and you switch, as everyone has already said, you switch between outfits a lot. I wish there was like a tack off button where when you click it, all the gear that is on your horse is put in your backpack like automatically. You don't have to click and drag everything. You just click that button, everything is on your horse, just goes to the backpack. So that is a must have right now, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I've always been stuck on the idea of ride sharing horses in a way. It sounds a little evil, but the idea of if you have a friend, you could go and get on their horse. with certain limitations in place, of course, but I just felt like that could be something really cool and then just like fun to mess around with a lot. Yeah.
How have friends in Star Stable Online changed your life?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in so many ways, first of all, they're always there when I need them the most, which is honestly the best thing you can ever ask for because having someone that stays with you and that helps you through your struggles is honestly the best feeling in the world. I actually met one of my Star Stable friends not too long ago. And that was honestly a dream come true because like at night I was always like, think about it and I'm like, oh, what if this happened? Oh, that'll never happen. But then it did, and I don't know, that was just kind of crazy. And I know that I have friends surrounding me no matter what that will always be there for me, that I can count on no matter what, and even some that will stay with me till, I graduate, go to college, get a job. I feel like I'll always have those connections. And it just feels like, the best feeling in the world. And I love it. So yeah.
I honestly don't even know where to begin with this question. My friends that I've made on SSO really mean everything to me. I don't know where I'd be without them. They're just truly so amazing, and I'm so glad that I was able to find this game and meet them through this amazing community. They're just, I don't even know, the best.
Yeah, I have to agree. The friends I made here, if anything, they have made 2020 a lot easier. Being stuck at home so much, I can't go out and meet the other friends that I have outside of the game. But the ones we meet in Star Stable Online, those are the ones that we can meet every day and make. And they made my year a lot easier. I had someone to talk to every day, and we got really close. So yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
So, all of my friends know that I'm very sentimental, but I'd say that it's just like my friends in Star Stable mean so much to me because when like I don't even want to like smile that day and they've just been so supportive and it's been such a light in my life to have these friends during 2020 when a lot of us are staying at home and we can't really interact with people in person. So finding these friends online has been so good for me in so many ways.
All right, I'm going to move on to a couple club questions. So the first one for that is, what led you to making your club?
Oh goodness. Okay, so I feel like personally, I couldn't kind of match my vibe and what I was going for. Like I'm sure there are so many great clubs out there, but I felt like I really wanted to make my own community and kind of shape it into the club I wanted it to be, and it turned out to be, a successful idea. And I'm just so glad I have so many people that I can relate to in my club now, and will always help me through things, and that's kind of what I was looking for all along. So I'm just really glad I kind of brought that into the community. And I'm also another club day. Also like match not rewind in a club.
For me, my friend Jazz and I, who is a co-owner with me for our club Friday nights, we just really wanted like a small, like tight-knit community, and so we decided to make the club together. And it's just been really wonderful. We all know each other really well, and it's a really great time. So that's what we set out to do, and I'm really glad we were able to create that environment for our club.
I should probably not answer this question because I never really made a club, but I am a member of one, but yeah, yes, move on.
So I was in a kind of toxic club before I created Atomic Roses, and I think seeing that environment, it kind of gave me idea my me cannot speak. It kind of gave me the idea to make an environment that I felt like was a family, and so I'd kind of seen how I didn't want a club to be run because I'd had that experience, and I wanted to be able to create an environment that was supportive of each other and was just like a family. So that was just my main goal behind the club, is just to have a family, basically, and I'm glad we created that, so
What is your favorite memory from your own club?
Again, I don't think I can list a specific one, but every time that we're all on call with each other, it's just honestly magical. Like it feels like I would rather be with no one else. We all know each other so well, and even in a short period of time where we did come back, we all reconnected. Like, there was nothing lost. And I feel like that's honestly really great. But if you are looking for a specific answer, I'd say when we play Bed Wars and when we're all like screaming at each other and just having a good time, cheering each other on. I don't know, it's just really fun.
Personally, I don't think I could pick anything in particular that, like Autumn was talking about. Like, there's just so many great moments when you have a club that you love and enjoy so much. So just like any of our club events, really and truly, like we always have a really great time and it's always so much fun. So I don't think I could really pick out one specific moment. It's just all great.
As a member of a club, Lightning Vikings, right now, I had to say that my favorite moment there was being when I was first invited and how easy it was to just connect with everyone. Everyone was warm and welcoming and wanted to get to know me, and we had a bunch of fun, eh, like all the time. It was just like a big family being and easily being part of today. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that some of my favorite memories are just randomly hanging out at times, just when we're all like chatting with each other, or in like our Instagram group chats when we're up until like 2 a.m., just like screaming at each other and talking about like bagged milk is a big talking point. But yeah, I think I just really enjoy hanging out with them, and that would have to be my favorite memory. So
What are some ways Star Stable Online clubs have changed the game for you?
Personally, before I joined any clubs, I didn't really get the meaning of Star Stable and Star Stable friendships or connections. Kind of just thought it was, a game people played for fun, and I didn't really get why people were so invested in it. But when I joined my first club and I finally got Discord, I kind of finally realized those connections that I've been missing for the game, and that kind of is what started getting me more intrigued and addicted, if you must say, like to Star Stable and to meeting new people. And I feel like that eventually inspired me to make my own club. And yeah, I feel like that's really what clubs are all about, to bring people closer together.
For me, I'd have to say, like, when it comes to the game, there isn't always new like story quests and all that kind of stuff to like do all the time. So that's where like clubs come in for me. Because sometimes there's just not a whole lot to do. So I feel like clubs like kind of fill that gap. And I really appreciate that aspect of the game. It makes things exciting like all the time. And it's always really fun to do various aspects of SSO with your friends from your club. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I have to agree. When you are an end game player and you are leveling, you have a bunch of horses that are level 15, and you haven't that much to do. Being in a club that has like activities going on at least once a week or a month, even, it gives you like gives you a feel of a purpose to log in. Um, And for me, it has been like when I started playing, I tried, since I didn't ride in real life anymore, it gave me a feel that I could sort of pretend of being that sort of riding equestrian that I used to be. And being in the clubs that tried to do like realistic riding schools and stuff, it gives me uh, a lot of joy, and I had a lot of fun, and I started to become like a riding instructor myself. So it lets a part of me live on, even though I can't do it in real life. So yeah.
Yeah, I think if it weren't for my club, I wouldn't be nearly as active on Star Stable just because I don't know, it's just having all those events and just having a group of people to hang out with has really kept the game interesting for me. Like, I think I'd still be part of the community, but in a much less active way. And just having a club has helped me really continue to fall in love with the game more and more.
What is your favorite horse currently in Star Stable Online?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love the bay, like the regular bay English thoroughbred, but with the mane cropped. I don't know why, but I just think it looks so realistic and so good. And yeah, I just love that horse.
For me, I would have to say the Bay Pinto Tricaner. I know that horse came out like a decent amount of time ago, but I will always love it. It's just, I don't know, it's just perfect for me. And I really appreciate that they adjusted the gaits. I like them much more as they are now than what they changed them to a little bit ago. And so I definitely have to say it's one of my favorite horses in game.
Ugh, this is such a difficult question because I have so many. Like, of course, I love my starter horse, but for now, right now, I have to say it is one of the Knabstroopers out of all weird reasons. The one with the leopard, the bay with the leopard blanket, I think it's called. When it came, I don't know, I just fell in love with its goofiness and how it just looks so cute, like a riding school horse in a way. And I, even after it's being level 15, I still love to take it out for a ride and like go on adventures with it. So yeah, I think that's my favorite so far.
Mine is definitely the Fjord. I don't know what it is about them. They just have always had a special place in my heart. No matter like what new horse comes out, I always kind of come back to the Fjord because I find them to just be really cute and like cozy in a way. I don't know, they like bring me comfort. Yeah.
What is currently your favorite NPC in the game?
Jasper all the way. I don't think I need to explain myself. His dance moves, oh yeah, they're just, top of everyone else. The hat, it's amazing. I wish I could have a hat like that. I don't have much else to say.
I'm so sorry. Could you ask me the question again? I didn't quite catch it.
It was, what is currently your favorite NPC in the game?
Oh, I would have to say Jasper. Will forever be my favorite. His dance moves, they're legendary.
Ooh, some people might be is not gonna be happy with me right now, but the first one that always comes to mind is Madison. For me, I think she is just really cute, and she, for some reason, reminds me when I was young, being so having all those fantasies and making up stories and playing and yeah, and when you have quests with her, you're up to some adventures. So yeah, I really do enjoy Madison.
Okay, some people are not gonna be happy with me either because I'm a Yidris fan. Uh, I have been for a long time, and not like in the way some people love Yidris. He's just my favorite NPC, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about that one.
What are your club's goals for 2021?
Um, honestly, I'm not too sure. I honestly think just to get even closer with our members than we already are. I do want to plan to do some big club events in the future, let's say with other clubs, things like that. And I'm not really sure, just to continue having a good time. And yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, we don't have any big plans as far as I know. So yeah.
For me, I don't think we really have any in particular. We're just kind of planning to keep on doing what we're doing and having a good time, and that's about it.
Right now, Lightning Vikings are a little bit on break due to the crew had to basically focus on themselves in real life. 2020 was hard on them, so they had to put the club on hold. But hopefully, we'll be back in business now in January or February.
We definitely want to get a bit more involved in some dressage competitions, but currently we're focusing on, like, heading into the new year, we're focusing on continuing our dressage series on YouTube and just trying to put out an elite moves list. Since you can't find a ton of those around, we're trying to make our own. It's going maybe somewhere, but yeah, so we definitely want to get a bit more involved with some bigger dressage competitions, but also just continue hanging out a lot. And yeah.
What do you think are some tips for becoming successful or growing your audience?
I honestly think it just comes with time and patience. I don't think you can get anywhere with rushing anything. Just make sure to stay true to yourself and what you believe in and what you're standing for, what you represent. And honestly, just keep going. It doesn't come overnight. Don't expect it to. And also, you shouldn't necessarily be focused on the numbers. Just make sure you have, a good family, good friends that you can rely on, and post regularly on Instagram and things like that. And honestly, yeah, just keep being yourself.
I think Autumn brought up some really great points, and just continuing on with that, I think consistency is key, just like across the board. So just kind of keeping up with what you're doing will really be helpful, and things will just work out from there, I guess.
Yeah, the what Clover and Autumn just said, it's totally what I would say as well. Just be yourself, spread positivity in the community, and maybe help others. Make sure to be consistent in what you're posting, either on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you are. And yeah, mostly spread positivity, because the world we're living is can be pretty dark sometimes, and people that goes to Instagram want to see some positivity, escape the world sometimes, and you could be that channel they can go to. So I think that is also a good way. Make a community of your own, a family, and some people that want to follow you. So, yeah.
The others definitely hit some really good points. I'd say just don't give up on growing your club and advertising it. And as Clover said, consistency is key, so just keep at it. And also just be kind to as many people as you can. And that will help you get your name out there if you just comment on someone's post, if you're on Instagram, or just like spread positivity and kindness. So I basically agree with others.
What is your favorite place in Star Stable Online?
Okay, so some people might be really upset at me for this, but I'm gonna say like Jorvik Stables, just because that's kind of where all my memories started. When I was in some dressage clubs early on, they were like my first clubs. First, when I got Discord, we would always practice in that area. And when I made my club, that would always be our meeting spot. Before events, we'd always go to Jorvik Stables, the Jorvik Stables steps, and I don't know, it just brings back a lot of good memories. And there's also not a lot of people there, so it's really calm and quiet, which I love.
Personally, I really love Mistfall as a whole. I just think it's so beautiful, and I love all of the different creatures that live there. It's just such a magical place, and it's definitely one of my favorites. But like in general, there are just so many amazing places across Jorvik, so it's kind of hard to choose. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be it would definitely be Mistfall.
I think for me it would be Wildwoods right now. I have always longed for a really foresty area to ride around in with rivers, a lot of forest and trails and stuff. And so I thought Hollow Woods would be that place once it updated, but then they released Wildwoods instead. So right now that is definitely my favorite place.
Mine is definitely Golden Hills. I just have always loved the aesthetic there and the colors I just really love. And I'm obsessed with taking pictures, and that's always been one of my favorite places to go. I don't really go there enough, but maybe that's one of the reasons why I still love it so much, because I don't spend too much time there. But definitely Golden Hills for me.
All right, and my last question is, what are your New Year's resolutions?
Personally, my resolution is kind of just to, I don't know, live life as if it, was the last day, because I feel like during quarantine, there's so many days where it feels like it's just repeating over and over. And I personally think that we're going to be in quarantine for a little bit longer than we all thought. So I'm going to try and do at least one thing different each day to just kind of feel like, I got my life back and to feel productive in that way.
Personally, I didn't set like any specific resolutions just because I wanted to kind of, I don't know, keep my expectations low. But this year I really just want to focus a little bit more on my art and like practicing drawing a bit more. And that's about it. So hopefully 2021 brings some bigger and better things for us all.
Well, I basically at the end of 2020, I started to stream more on Twitch. And I guess for 2021, I plan to grow there more as like my platform, and since I changed my name. And also like personally, like as the others, I try not to set too much goals, because well, I did that for 2020 and that did not go well. So I'm gonna keep it pretty low for this year, but I have some goals like permanent employment and finding my own place, really. And well, yes, you continue to play Star Stable.
Yeah, I didn't set many resolutions either, because I'm trying to keep my expectations a bit lower as well. But I think mental health is such a big thing for so many people right now. One of my resolutions, I can't, okay. It's just taking care of myself more and making sure that I take breaks and that my club members are taking care of themselves too, and just being there for them if they need anything. And then also just growing my own personal YouTube channel for Star Stable as much as I can would be a Star Stable goal I have.
All right, and that is all the questions I have. Thank you all for being here and working with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was super fun.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone, that is the end of this Q&A. We will be back in about less than 30 minutes for the next Q&A with the Tales, Ocean Mystery, Rain Mains, Western Rams, and Ocean Town. So we'll be right back. Hello everyone, we're going to get started with our next Q&A. So today I have with me the owner of Western Rams, the owner of Ocean Mystery, the Tales co-owner and owner, the leaders from Flower Girls, the manager of Rain Mains, and the owner of Ocean Town. The order shown on the screen is the order we will be going in for questions. So let's get started.
Hi everyone, we're gonna get started. So my first question for you all is, what is something you love about SSO?
Okay, so I think I'm first. Anyways, what I love about SSO is the diversity in the community, and just how different like people are. Each and every person you meet is different in their own ways, and that's what I love, is that there's just such a diverse community.
I really appreciate how generally non-toxic the community is. A lot of video game communities are kind of built around ranks, and that can get a little bit toxic because people are always trying to be better than everyone else. And if you're not like of a high status, then pretty much you're not worth anyone's time. But in Star Stable, everyone supports each other. Everyone gives everyone a chance, no matter what their skill level is. And especially for clubs, a lot of the larger clubs that have been around for a long time support, love, and help out the smaller clubs if they, want it. And they continue to support them even like long after they begin their journey. So that's always a really nice part of the game, how we can all just connect and support each other and not always like have to worry about status and stuff.
Hi. So one thing that I definitely love the most about SSO is, like April said, the diversity. I personally think that the diversity in SSO is absolutely amazing. I personally have met so many people over all the years that I've played SSO, and everybody that I meet, is all so different, and I just love it because diversity is going to be a huge part of your life, and having SSO being able to help you with that definitely is amazing. So that is definitely something I love about SSO.
Okay, so one thing that I personally really like about the Star Stable community is the club aspect. I feel like a lot of games, like I personally play a lot of different games, a lot of games have the aspect of like guilds or clubs, and they're not really done correctly, in my opinion, at least comparing to Star Stable. And the way that it's done, I feel like you can do a lot of things with outside apps like Instagram and Discord, and you can really personalize every aspect of your club and do all these different themes and all these different things that can make it more, going back to like the whole diversity thing. It just makes it like an overall, like really nice aspect of the game it brings a lot of different people together depending on interests.
Something I really like about the SSO community is definitely the different friendships that you can make. One of the reasons I've been playing SSO for so long is because I met such amazing friends that encouraged me to get better at all my interests, such as art and video editing, and everyone's just super supportive, and that's one of the reasons I just love the community.
Yeah, I would just kind of second that. Like when I started playing, I just started because it was the best game of its kind at that time, but it kind of evolved into so much more than just a single game for me. It is where I meet my friends and kind of my family, and we do so much together in game and also outside of the game. That is just kind of what makes it to me.
I would definitely say my favorite part about Star Stable is definitely the community, like everyone else said. I really love that there are tons of people online, and basically every time you log on, you can meet a new friend that could be your friend for life. And I've definitely met those kinds of people on here, especially through Ocean Town or just playing around in general. So that's definitely my favorite part.
Okay, and I'm going to be speaking for Vivian because currently she's having mic issues. So sorry for that, everybody. But what Vivian says that she loves the most is that I would like to build off of what everybody else said, and I absolutely love the community of SSO. I have met so many wonderful people in Details or in SSO in general that I would not trade the world for.
Okay, so my next question for you all is, what is your favorite SSO moment or memory?
Okay, so I've made a lot of memories off the game, but some of my favorites I think were staying up for the Starshine and the Quarter Horse update. Me and my co-owner Willow Proudgale stayed up all night for the Quarters and the Starshine update, and it was really, really exciting because it was the first big Western update, and I own a Western club, so it's, but it was really, really exciting, and we loved the spoilers of the Quarter Horses when they came out and everything, and it was just so exciting. So, yeah.
Well, my favorite SSO moment was probably the time where I was running around and I went down to the riding arena and I saw my friends from Saturn Mains and Sea Vikings were just kind of standing there. And I was like, okay. And then my club came over and stood there. And more Sea Vikings and Saturn Main people came over and stood there. And then eventually we all joined a giant call and had a really fun, spontaneous event together. And that was probably my favorite SSO memory.
Okay, there has been so many memories that I've made in SSO that I cannot choose just one. But one thing in general that really pops out at me is like whenever I have a practice with the tails, I always have the most fun. I always love hearing everybody laugh and call and being able to talk, and it's just so much fun to be able to communicate with everybody and to hear their voices. Also, all the memories we make during the lessons, it's just amazing. Like during dressage, when we mess up, we all laugh over it and make fun of ourselves. It's just amazing. And the Tales has definitely been a great place for me to make lots of memories.
So one of my favorite things is definitely with the whole we had a new theme for a little bit and then we changed back because we missed the name. One of my favorite things was we had like a group of people all on call and we all just spontaneously kept making new club outfits, and as of right now we actually have a new club outfit that's a little bit more mature and we felt was a little bit better for our message now, and growing older with the SSO community. And one of my favorite things was all of us, just like a group of like 5 or 6 of us, spontaneously going into a call and just making club outfits, and we all had so many different opinions on what should happen, and we all just ended up compromising on all of these different outfits. And I think that also goes along with like the diversity thing of just like everyone has different opinions, and it all came together to make something really, really cool.
One of my favorite Star Stable memories is definitely late night calls with our club. Everyone always has a lot of fun, and we honestly just do like crazy stuff, and everyone gets to know each other so much better. But yeah, I really enjoy getting to know people through those late night calls, and honestly, we just go insane. So it's always super interesting.
Yeah, for me, it's also like more of a lot of little memories I have of like us laughing like crazy, and it's almost always the spontaneous stuff that happens before or after club meetings, where we just kind of burst out laughing because someone is being ridiculous again, and that's just like the times I'm kind of always want to achieve.
My favorite memory definitely has to be when I met my 2 best friends on Star Stable Online, and they're such good friends that I've been friends with them for almost 5 or 6 years, and it's weird to think that I met them over an online game, and now I'm thinking I could never live without them. And it was all just because of a club I made, and that's how I met them, and definitely my favorite memory because I don't know what I would do without them.
Okay, my next question is, how long have you been on SSO?
Okay, so I personally have been on SSO for around 2 to 3 years, but I've definitely known of SSO for probably 5 to 6 years. It was always my dream game since I was younger, and my parents wouldn't pay for it, so I watched Star Stable videos all the time. But I just started playing around 2 to 3 years ago.
I think I'm coming up on my 3rd year on the game. If I remember correctly, I started playing back in late 2017 out of sheer and absolute boredom, but ended up falling in love with it.
I'd say I've been on SSO for 3 to 4 years now. I'm not quite sure, but like I definitely was a noob for like 2 years. That's what I know because like I'm broke and couldn't buy lifetime. But yeah, I've been on SSO for about 3 to 4 years now.
So I've been on the game since about late 2013, so coming up on about 7 years. And I actually bought Star Rider, Lifetime Star Rider, on the wrong account, and that has now been my main account for as long as I can remember. Don't have an alt or anything. I personally just stayed on my own account, and yeah, coming up on 7 years.
I've been playing Star Stable since December 2016, so if I'm right, that's maybe 5 years. But yeah, it's honestly been amazing. I had to really ask my parents to get Star Stable, but it's been amazing ever since then.
I'm gonna feel old now, but I think I've been playing since like a couple of months after release in my country. That should be like almost 8 years or something. Like my club has also like been there since forever. So yeah, it's been in some time.
I would say I've been playing for almost 7 to 8 years. I started playing like a few months after they released the English version.
I've been playing for about 3 to 4 years, and I'd say I was really bad at the game. Like for 2 years, I would only run around.
Okay, my next question is, was it hard for you to start your club?
I don't think it was as hard for me, not that I remember, it's been a little bit, but if you don't know a whole lot of people off the game, it's kind of hard to get that push to get recognized and to get out there when you just don't know much of the community. But at the time, I think I had known quite a bit. So it wasn't too difficult for me personally, but there's always a starting point for every club.
For me, yes, it was extremely hard to start my club. So I was the co-owner of another club which disbanded, and it disbanded kind of messily. So a lot of the people who were there with me, we kind of split, and that was a little bit painful. And when I got the name Ocean Mystery, apparently another club owner, or former club owner, I should say, wanted the name back, so they DM'd me about it, but I was not having it at the time. So I was like, you put it in the public domain. I'm gonna take the name now, and guess what? A spoiler alert, they never asked for it back, so yeah, that worked out. But aside from that whole situation, when I thought we had finally settled down, there was just a whole lot of drama. It was hard to get the club started. I didn't have the support I needed internally. My leadership system was pretty weak. It was pretty much just me doing everything, and a couple other people were kind of there too, but they didn't really help me out with the whole club thing. And there was just a bunch of rough periods at the beginning, and honestly, so many times where I questioned whether or not I should keep going with it. But I think it actually took us a full year to finally settle down and succeed in the arena, succeed with our club, and just kind of get our name out there and get recognition. So yes, it was very hard for me to start the club.
I'm not the club owner of details and I didn't create the club, so I'm not really sure if it was super hard to create the tails and to get it really active. But one thing, being a club leader in the tails, that I find is an issue that the tails have is definitely with our inactivity. And we had a whole period where we were completely inactive. And during that period, it was super hard to get out of it because everybody was so busy with their outside lives and with all their schedules. It was hard to have events or like lessons. So that was super challenging to get out of the inactive period. But then we started getting new members, and they were super motivational and positive and super fun to be around. So they really got us to be more active. So I definitely think if you are going to start a club, and if you do want it to be successful, and if you really do want it to like be pretty smooth, like starting the club, definitely have members before that you know will be active, that you know you'll have lots of fun with. I hope that makes sense.
So I'm also not a club owner, but speaking on behalf of Maddie, Maddie took over for Pinky, Violet Flower Garden. And personally, I don't think it was too difficult as they were already in a club co-owning together. And it was a mutual decision between the two of them that Maddie would run it and Pinky would join just to oversee. And Pinky ended up just kind of, becoming a member, and Maddie took over and really made Flower Girls her own. And since the club already had some sort of a following, the members just kind of followed since they were all in a club together already. And they all came back to join Maddie's recreation. And Maddie loves owning. Like I have never seen anyone so passionate about something on this game. Like she's so great at it. She's amazing at it. She's the best owner. And we all, going on like the whole members thing, we all fit together so well. Like the group that we have right now, like it's just we're all in sync. We're all like different versions of the same person, if that makes sense. So I think that it probably wasn't very hard starting it. And yeah, I think that's probably about it.
Kate basically covered everything that needs to be said, but yeah, we're all doing amazing right now, and it's just amazing experience.
Yeah, I'm also not a club owner, but as far as I know about the famous origin story about our club is that we had the luck of having a friend group that kind of created it after our current owner took over after, I think, about a month. She had the luck to keep most of the members. And from then on, we kind of went steady for a while, and we have been. For sure, we have our ups and downs like everyone else does too. But I think from now on, we're kind of grew together as a family and a team so well that we know how to get through everything. And so far, we managed to always get away from our down phases. So I think we were kind of lucky at first, but now we're kind of internally so well structured that we can get whatever comes our way.
I definitely think it was hard to start my club. Owning it certainly isn't too hard, but the motivation to keep you going is definitely hard to keep, especially when you're starting out, you don't have much interest in your club. It's really hard to keep going, and I think that was the hardest part, but it definitely got easier once there were multiple people who I know that will stay with the club for a very long time, that I knew that they had my back.
Starting my club wasn't hard, I would say. I was really passionate about creating a strong community that can become super diverse. I wanted to create a place where members could depend on each other for support and create a safe place where you know for sure that you can rant on about anything. This definitely has happened, and I feel like myself in general has been able to really communicate well with club members. Everybody is so supportive and optimistic, like how they hyped me up for the Q&A and to not be nervous and to do my best.
So my next question is, how do you deal with inactivity?
So dealing with inactivity within the club is difficult because a lot of people have outside lives in this, a lot of people go to school, have bills to pay, and that's something that I really respect. And I'm really, if you need that time, take that time. But there's a certain point where you're on break for like months and it's like, okay, well, somebody else could want in the club that really, really wants that opportunity. So for the time being, you'll be removed. But understanding that people have stuff to do outside of a game is really important. And so yeah, that's how I deal with it, is take as much time as you need, but once it becomes to a certain point that you are like gone for like months, then we can use your spot in the club to give somebody else that opportunity.
Usually, I kind of handle things in a pretty similar way. I like to think of us as a very chilled out club, so I'm not as worried about inactivity as a lot of other large dressage club owners are. But generally, if someone goes inactive, but they have a really like solid reason for it, like I know last year one of my members had a very serious illness and had to be absent for about 6 months, but they contributed a lot to the club over the time that they were there, and they're back now, by the way, and they're fully recovered. But I excused that because they're an amazing person, an amazing member, and I understood that they had a problem that unfortunately they couldn't necessarily control. And it wasn't like, too much of a problem if they were gone for a little while. But if someone joins the club and just kind of sits there, does nothing, we don't know them, they haven't contributed anything, then I give them a warning, and if they don't respond to that warning, I will remove them. And if they do respond to the warning but don't change anything about their behavior, I still remove them. So generally, I like to be a little more lenient with my members and just kind of, acknowledge the fact that they have lives. But if they don't contribute anything to the club while they're there, then I will remove them and let someone else have their spot.
So the Tails are a very laid back club. If you're in a club, you know really how open-minded we are. So we definitely don't deal with inactiveness with like kicking members because they're inactive, because yes, life is tough outside. Life is tough sometimes. You have outside lives, of course. So we understand that. The main thing is like we would like you to like tell us if you're going to be inactive, but we would never kick you because of your inactive, because we think everybody should deserve a second chance. So, like I said before in previous questions, I believe the Tails mainly deal with inactiveness. I'm so sorry, with like bringing in new members, because new members I feel like bring such a new fresh start. They're so refreshing. They're very active, optimistic. They're always so kind and like hyper, and we love it. And that is mainly how the Tails deal with our inactiveness.
So Luna and I are going to be splitting our answer. So my part is we recognize that our age requirement is 15, 16 years old, so, upper high school. And so we realize that everyone has lives. A lot of us are involved in sports, after school activities, riding, all that sort of stuff. So what we do to counteract that is inactivity sweeps at the end of every month. And before that, you get 2 warnings throughout that month and maybe the month prior. And if you respond and don't change your behavior, you'll get another warning, and you'll basically be put on like a list. It's not like, it's kind of just more like in the back of your head, like, oh, that person's kind of inactive. So with that, we give the 2 warnings. If they don't respond, they're removed within the inactivity sweep, because we have a club meeting at the end of every month and we ask the members if they've been seen in the Discord, if they've been online. And Luna will talk about our ranking system that also goes hand in hand with this. But if they have like a severe emergency, members are very advised to go to upper ranks in order to make sure that we can treat the problem as best as possible, and so we at least know where they are and have some sort of warning on where they are.
Okay, so I guess I'll go. I I I would say we are kind of laid back and fair when it comes to inactive members because as we grew and we all became older and we are almost all of us are out of school and are working or in college or university, so we know that everyone has a lot of stuff to deal with privately, and we respect that, and we always think that real life should go first and has to go first. So we are kind of laid back when it comes to inactivity, but if we realize that you are not active and you did not tell us why, for example, if you, like, for example, are sick or whatever, that's completely fine. But if there's no real reason for your inactivity, or for example, we see that you're online, but you're not coming to meetings or whatever, then we will take action. But like, there's nothing that we can't talk out. So I guess that's mainly our thing.
In Ocean Town, we have a color system for events, which we do take attendance, but we also have a breaks channel, so if you like fill out a break, you can be excused from all the events. But how our color system works is usually have to have a bunch of greens, and yellows are for if you fill out an absence, which that means you're excused from the event, and then if we have reds, which means you didn't fill out an absence or didn't attend. We normally go by, if you have 5 reds, we message you, and if you don't reply after the next 2 messages, you'll be removed. Because basically that's telling us that you're not online, you're not checking your messages, which really affects our activity when we have events for multiple people and tons of people don't show up. But we definitely understand, like, real life always comes first, so that's why we have our breaks and absences channel.
In the Tales, we are very lenient with inactivity. Everyone in the club means that they are truly like to me. I would never kick them out because of inactivity. And it is something, unfortunately, we have battled. Nonetheless, we acknowledge that our members' lives.
Sorry, my mic cut out earlier, but adding on to Kate's answer, our club has a pretty creative ranking system, which is based off of amount of reputation you have finished. Basically, the more reputation you have done in game, the higher rank you can get in the club. So this is really helpful because it pushes people to get online, and people just become more active on the game. We also have a lot of teams which push people to also get online because they're super fun and everyone can enjoy the different events we have.
So my next question is, what made you pick your club name and theme?
So I've been, in real life, I've ridden Western for a very long time. I've been carried in flags for rodeos, and I've barrel raced, and I've done all this and that. I've been pretty active with Western in all the events. So when the Starshine and Quarter Horse update came out, I was like, whoa, this is my opportunity to create a Western club, because there wasn't many Western clubs at the time. And so that's the really big thing that pushed me to make the club, was the update coming out and my previous Western experience in real life as well. And then for our theme has changed a lot since the beginning. It started out as like a pink outfit, if I remember correctly. Well, no, let me change that. It started out as whatever outfit you had. Like, we didn't have a set one because it was kind of made on the fly. Then it went to pink. And then it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was on call with all the leaders, and we were joking around about cactuses, and I go, what if we changed it to a cactus theme? And we're like, wait a minute, that's actually a good idea. So that's how that got started up. The whole cactus thing was just joking around at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the middle of the night on a summer night. So yeah, that's kind of how our theme came to be and the club.
Wow. The funny thing is, my club's theme and name were merely a shower thought. So, like I said, OM was created after we lost our old club called Crystal Steeds, and we didn't really want a similar theme, so we were just like, okay, let's just make a new club. And I was just kind of in the shower vibing, and I was like, I need a new club name. What should I call it? And I was like, I like oceans. Oceans are cool. I've always loved to, like, underwater and stuff like that. I want to do an ocean themed club. So I called my co-owner and I was like, hey, can we do an ocean themed club? And she's like, okay. So I had her go look for the names on Star Stable that were available, starting with ocean. And I was in a club a while ago called like Blind Mystery or something. It was like forever ago, like 3 years ago. And I liked the name a lot. And it was like, hey, is Ocean Mystery available? And she's like, yup. And I'm like, take it. And we have it now, and I just kind of built the theme around that over time and kind of focused more on the deep ocean because that's pretty cool, and I wanted the club to reflect, I guess, the mystery. Like, the ocean's the most unexplored area on planet Earth. It's actually more unexplored than the moon. So, and I think all of space, actually. So I was like, that's pretty cool, considering we were a new club and no one knew like what we could do. We didn't really have much to our name, so it's like, we're a mystery. Like, come see what lies beneath the waves. Yay. So that's how we came up with the name and theme. And honestly, best shower thought I've ever had.
Okay, so the story behind the Tails name, as far as I know, Vivian was just scrolling through, chose the, and then went on to the second bar and just saw Tails and thought it sounded cool. So that is how the Tails name came to be. Our theme has definitely developed a lot. In the past, when I joined the club, I remember that we used to have an outfit for every single different event topic, like a different outfit for cross country and dressage and jumping. But that ended up, like, the high ranks all agreed that ended up to being too expensive. So we had a period of time where you could wear anything you want. But finally, like a few months ago, the Tails, like everybody, including the members, decided to group up and decide what we would want our future theme colors to be, or like what our theme would be. And we ended up agreeing on like a navy blue or royal blue and white theme. And so far, that has definitely been what we have stuck to.
So, the original version of Flower Girls was created in 2015 by Rose High Star and Violet Flower Garden. And from what I know, they created the club with the fact that both of their names had something to do with flowers. They both liked the theme. They both had like the pastel kind of vibe. And so the original outfit was whites and pinks and purples. They're all lavenders, pastels. And then whenever Maddie owned, she incorporated more of like she kept it for a little bit and then just kind of made it her own. So that's kind of where our themes kind of came about.
Yeah, adding on to what Kate said, when Maddie went on to take the ownership, she decided to keep the flower theme because I think everyone unanimously agreed that it was their favorite. We did experiment with the pirate name for a little bit, but we all ended up switching back again because everyone missed being the Flower Girls.
Yeah, so for us, it's kind of hard to say because back in 2013, when our current owner Marie took the club, she took it with the name, and those couple of people who decided on the name actually aren't playing anymore and haven't been playing for years. So we actually don't know the origin or thought behind Rainmains, but when she took the club and everyone decided on keeping it because we liked it and we still do like it, so we kind of went with it. And when it comes to our colors, we then decided to ask our club members to give ideas for outfits and color schemes and all that jazz. And we just kind of then decided on our current club outfit, which is red and not really, I guess, the first thing you think of when you hear rain. But we're actually pretty now known for the red dressage head we wear. So I think it kind of went well in the end.
I'm definitely not really sure where the name came from, but I just remember thinking, oh, I'm going to start a club, and I've never seen ocean done a lot, like an ocean theme. I mean, of course, now it's common, but like almost a year ago, it wasn't very common. It wasn't seen a lot. So I was like, oh, I could do an ocean theme, but I had to pick something to pair it with. So now we've kind of formed into like a ocean and town theme. Like in our open server, there's like mayors and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where that came from.
I chose the Tails name out of the sole reason that I thought it sounded super cool. We definitely have evolved and grown as a club since our beginning there, and I am super proud of the community that we have built among ourselves.
So my next question is, if you're an application club, what are some turnoffs for when people apply, or what do you like to see when people apply?
So some turnoffs are really short answers that people give when like the question is intended to be a longer answer. We really like to see like personality kind of in your responses and see what, where this and that, and what are your hobbies, because with our application it's not just what level are you, blah blah blah. It's like, what are your hobbies, what's your favorite color. We like to see some personal things too, and so when people give back really short answers, it's kind of a turn off. So when applying, I think it's best if people really pour their heart into it, kind of really put in a lot of effort, and the people who are going through applications really do see that. And so yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, when I read applications, really look for interest. I want to know that my applicants are interested in the club, that they really want to be there, and it's not just like, oh, it's open, why not? Like, I want to know that they've been looking into it, they followed us, they know what we're about, and they really show us that they want to join. Because normally, I get anywhere between 20 to 40 applications per cycle, and that's a lot. And I can't like accept everyone as much as I would like to. So I generally look for the people who just really show me that they want to be there. So longer responses to the questions, like intended for longer responses, personality to shine through in the questions. I'm experience blind, so I don't really care how much experience they have, but if they had a lot of experience, that they tell me about it and tell me why they enjoy this kind of club and show me that they're going to give 110% when joining Ocean Mystery. And I really just like, I think the answer that makes me click off their application like instantly is in response to the why do you want to join question is just, I like the club. That tells me pretty much nothing. And the amount of responses that I get just saying, I like the club is cool, it's a nice club, like, great, but why do you want to join the club? Not because you like it, like, tell me why. I want to know, like, I want to know what you're going to contribute. Just because you like the club, it doesn't mean like, you're actually just, I guess, you're going to contribute something to it. So I want to like kind of know as much as possible about my applicants before I accept anyone to become trial members.
Okay, so when I'm looking through applications, one huge turnoff, like a huge turnoff that just automatically makes me say no to that application is when they put in no effort, when it's so clear that they have not spent any time, when they're clearly not passionate about joining the Tails, when it's obvious that they're only joining the club because it's like big or anything. So that is a huge turnoff. And when I see people answer the questions meant for longer answers, and I see them only replying with like a one-worded question, a one-worded answer, or one sentence answer, it's a huge turnoff because, like Echo said, it doesn't tell me anything about why you want to join the club, like what you can contribute, or anything like that. But something I really do love when I see like applications, and something that really makes me want this person to join, is when I see that they've put effort into learning more about the club, when I've seen that they've been active on our open server and have been talking a lot and have been getting to know the members. I also love people who like ask questions like that are unique and make me know that they are actually interested in the club, that they want to learn more, and to see if it will be a truly right fit. So definitely when you're applying for details, spending time and showing that you are spending time and getting to know the members is a huge part that makes me super happy to see when you're applying. Yeah.
So a big thing for us is we can very clearly, we've done this a lot, we can clearly see when people are lying, various things about their age, about certain accomplishments. Like, it's just like you can obviously kind of tell that they're lying. That's a major turnoff. Talking about how the club has been something that they've dreamed of joining, like things along that line. Like, it's just like it just seems very like boring. Like, it just kind of makes it seem like they don't have a personality, if that makes sense. Kind of just like, bland answers. And then going on with that, boring, not thought out answers, in the sense of it just looks like they took out the Google form and was like, oh, well, I want to join because I want the name. So they just put in these like these one sentence answers, clearly not thought out, did not read our requirements at all. People will put like, we have an age requirement, and people will put that they're like 14 years old. And when the requirement obviously is 15, 16. It's just, just people not reading the requirements. It's very rude and disrespectful of our time, and it's wasting time that we have to read other applications whenever you don't fit the requirements. And we have a question on there about the club outfit. We didn't used to require the club outfit before joining, but now to make pictures work, it is an absolute must. So if they don't have the club outfit, then they're not disregarded per se. We do read through it, but they are definitely not considered as much as other applications would be. And also the club horse, that is not a requirement right as you join, but there is a time span in between whenever you do get officially accepted after our trial period that you must get it, just to make everything work and for everything to look unanimous and nice in pictures.
Yeah, adding on to what Kate said, in applications, we really like it when people give thorough, thought out, but brief answers, because we do it a lot of applications, and if we're reading through essays, it's going to take ages. We also enjoy finding people who seem like they'll be able to fit in well with our current members, because that's one of the most important things. One last turnoff is if people don't read our club requirements. Kate mentioned this a little bit before, but if people are not the correct age, level, or on the right server, they just won't be able to join the club.
Yeah, for rainmates it's also basically that we can read that you spend time with our application. We don't want short answers or something that doesn't say anything about who you are, because the more you tell us about you and the more we can get to know you just through the application, the better chances you have. Because in our system, it is the owners or the managers, whatever, they don't choose who gets to join the club. It's the members, and the members go into they can read through all of the applications that went through our pre-read phase, and they decide who they want to join. And if you have a short a short answer to important questions and people feel like they don't know you, they won't vote for you. So that's basically the main thing that is a huge turn off for us. Otherwise, it's just age doesn't really matter that much. We do have a requirement for at least 13, and we do kind of look for mature members. So that's a thing, but basically it's just like let us see who you are and you have good chance of joining.
Definitely a big turnoff for Ocean Town when you're applying is I've noticed a lot of people put that they like drama, or if they see drama they won't try to stop it, which really makes me think that they're not the best fit for the club, because I want the club to be a safe space for all the members who join, and I don't want them to come into the club and think that they're going to be put down or be bullied into something that they don't want. And it's definitely just not a good quality to have, to like drama and say that you're not going to stop it. Of course, I mean, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation, but it's definitely not a good quality to be like that. And another turnoff would be definitely short answers as well. I know a lot of people, like, we have a question where it says, tell us about yourself, we would love to get to know you. And a lot of people just put their favorite color, and that doesn't really tell me much about them, because I would like to get to know the person to kind of make an opinion on if they were a good fit or not.
Adding on to what Feather said, what we truly like to see is well thought out answers and optimism. I love to see when applicants are engaged and passionate about joining the club and hearing about what they can contribute to our family. I also love when they show their true personalities during our voice interview class. We are a family-based club and we take that to heart. We love to see We love to see members who will get along with us and fit in with.
And my very last question for you all is, what are some goals your club has?
I'd say our future goals are to really get out there and perform more. We were kind of in this inactivity zone for a while for the holidays. Since starting of October, we were kind of just settled down. And I really want to, for 2021, get out there, perform more, work on our drill more, and really get to know more people too, kind of meet new people, new clubs, and get to know other clubs as well. So yeah, that's kind of our goals for 2021.
Our goals is to just kind of get back into competing again. We took a pretty long break over the fall just to kind of give us a chance to refresh, and now we're back ready to go compete again. And I'm hoping that we can be successful in the arenas again, come up with some new original routines, at the same time just vibe, be friends, and maintain our family atmosphere that we've always had, and just kind of continue being ourselves, especially since I think this is going to be my last year as a club owner, considering I'm going away to college next year. So I just hope that I give everyone in my club a good experience and that we can start competing again.
Okay, so one thing I would definitely say is a goal for the Tails is that we want to make our community a little bit bigger. Like the Tails community, we want to get more members in so we can meet new people, definitely. The Tails also definitely want to start getting into competing again, I should say, but like in those like big competitions, because basically we want to have more lessons and like more practices so that our members can be confident enough to attend like those big competitions. So sort of test our abilities and like let our members experience a new opportunity.
So something that we really that Flower Girls really wants to expand on is we already have a couple teams. We have 3, I believe. We have Euphoria, Fashionista, and Western. I believe that's all 3. And right now, and photography, sorry. And so they're all on hiatus right now because of school, and we're all super, super busy with in real life stuff. Since we're all on the older side of the community, we all have a lot of responsibility outside of the game. So one thing that we really enjoy doing is teams, but they usually are a lot less active during the school year. And so trying to get those a little bit more active during the school year, I think would definitely be a goal, because it engages people in the game, it helps people rank up, all those sorts of things. And I think that would be a really good way to involve everyone and including new members.
We're also currently looking for some more people to join the club because it's always nice to have new faces, and it also helps greatly with increasing the club's activity.
Yeah, so for us, our main goal at Raymains is just mainly get to the 10 years. We are currently like 7.5 years or something, so we're going strong. But yeah, we're mainly like very comfortable with where we are now, and we love the family we've built and how things are going, and we want to keep that up. We want to keep active. We want to keep our family like new and interesting, and keep on working on what we're already working at. So yeah, we're more like laid back at big goals, but just like make it to 10 years and then we're fine.
I would definitely say one goal for my club would be to be more involved in the community. An event like this definitely puts us out there, but I would like to be more involved with clubs, like doing like collab events instead of being with a bunch of clubs all at once.
Adding on to what Feather stated, which is our in-game goal, our out-of-game goals consist of reaching 1,500 members in our open server, reaching 700 followers on Instagram, and to continue to make unforgettable memories.
Okay, thank you all for joining us here today. I really loved hearing all of your answers and getting to know how all of your clubs work. So for our last but not least Q&A today, we have Sea Vikings, Pink Queen's Legacy, Snow Wolves, and Steel Bees coming up in a few moments. So we will be right back. Thank you.
Hey everyone, we're going to get started with our next Q&A. Today with me I have the Pink Queen's Legacy owner and co-owner, the owner of Snow Wolves, the owner and co-owner of Steel Bees, and the owner of Sea Vikings. I hope you all enjoy. We're going to get started. My first question is, what is your favorite part about your club?
Okay, hi guys, I'm Bambi from Pink Queen's Legacy, and before I answer the question, I just want to say a big thank you to SSO Con. This is an awesome experience. It's been so much fun, so I really appreciate all the work you guys are putting into it. My favorite part of PQL is, well, obviously the members. The members is what keeps us going, and we have such a tight-knit community, or rather family. Excuse me. Our family is just so tight, and everybody's so welcoming and kind to one another. And we'll be up till like 3, 4 a.m. hanging out together, playing games, chatting in call, and they keep me going, they keep each other going. If anybody's having issues, we talk it out, whether it's real life stuff, school stuff, SSO stuff, we're always there for each other. As well as what I love about the club, like other than the members, I love how different and unique we are. We truly stand out in terms of our crazy outfit, but also our dressage. We really focus on perfecting everything. We go so in depth, and I love that about us. And yeah, that's about it. I love PQL.
Hi, I'm Brand from Snow Wolves, and again, like Bambi said, thank you so much to the host of SSO ClubConvention. I'm so happy to be here. But my favorite part of Snow Wolves would have to be obviously the members, but I like family atmosphere we've built here. We could be, doing anything, and even though we are a club based on a game, we don't need the game to connect. We connect on Discord and calls and, across all different platforms and even onto other games. We are a family in and outside of the game. And even though Star Stable is our main basis, I'm so happy we can connect outside of it.
Hi, I'm Dragon, co-owner of Steel Bees, and as been said, thank you so much for hosting us. My favorite part about Steel Bees is, again, also, like everyone said, kind of the connections within the club, like how we're all actually just like a family, not just like, oh, people who just happen to be in Steel Bees. Like, we genuinely make an effort to know one another and to like hang out with one another. So we want to make sure that everyone actually knows each other. And that's really my favorite part, because in some clubs, I feel like people may not actually know everyone and they just feel like an outcast. But I feel like we really achieved the family bond.
Okay, so I'm Mars from PQL. I want to thank you for inviting us here. It's really an honor. And Bambi pretty much said everything. I just wanted to add that I like that everyone embraces who they are in the club, even if we are different. It's they're not afraid to show that we're different. They're not ashamed. That's what I really like about the club, and that's pretty much all I wanted to add.
I am Thunder from Sea Vikings, and thank you for having Sea Vikings in ClubCon. I really appreciate it. I really love the members. The members are the entire thing that bring us together, make everything happen, and I adore it for them. they make everything happen for us, and we all just love competing together and having fun, staying up late, doing all-nighters. It's really fun. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Wolfie. I'm the owner of Steelbees, and again, thank you for having Steelbees. My favorite part of my club is literally just the whole atmosphere. I really love that all of my members are always there for each other, especially like when people are upset or they just need someone to talk to. And I just really love the family bond that we have.
My next question is, what is your favorite SSO memory or moment?
So my favorite SSO memory or moment would probably be probably when we first started PQL. This was our first club ever, and we were so nervous. We had no idea that this was going to even become what it has. We are just a bunch of pink blobs doing dressage, so it was totally unexpected when it worked out. But the first few moments of Mars and I finally picking a name and finally make it happen, I think that's my favorite moment. We worked on the club for about a month, but that one moment of clicking on PQL, buying the club, that's probably my favorite moment of all time. It was such an experience, feeling that excitement and also feeling that like pressure of being unsure if we were doing the right thing or not. But yeah, that was a really awesome experience, clicking that purchase option or whatever it is. I don't even remember, but yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I feel like my favorite SSO moment, as Bambi said, it would have to be relating to my club. I feel like it would be, I don't know. Maybe the first event we ever had. I feel like that would be the best one. Because we had all our members and it was just so amazing. And it's like, wow, we did this, you know? I feel like that's just bottom line my favorite moment.
For me, it would be just joining my first ever dressage club, because like I feel like that obviously for me was like a big step into joining the dressage community and getting to this point of helping co-own this big dressage club. And specifically that club that I joined, it was called Crystal Barons, I believe. I'm still friends with the owners to this day. So it's really nice that that friendship still lasted for like, I don't know, 4 years. So that probably has to be my favorite.
So my favorite part or memory of SSO, I would say, is when we first made PQL as well. I remember we would go through the list of names. We would choose so many names, and I would bring out my notebook and we would write all the names down, and then we would debate on outfits and stuff, and it was really fun because, well, we stayed up pretty late to just work on something that we didn't know would work or not. So that's my favorite memory of SSO.
My favorite memory is competing, since I really love to compete, everything about it. Competing, I just love it. It's part of my favorite SSO. It's what I still play the game. It's because I compete. My only entertainment, really.
So, Thunder just kind of stole my idea, but I'm just gonna go off of what Thunder was saying. I also love competing. I find like just entering and
really just entering and having the fun of making routines for dressage is one of my all-time favorite memories.
How did your club inspire you to do more with it?
So for Peakwell, we were always, from the very beginning, we were super inspired to make a difference. We didn't know it was going to work though. So when it finally started to it took off pretty quickly, but when we finally realized that it was taking off and that it was working, that inspired us to work harder and keep going. And we started out with a fundamentals dictionary that was like a couple of pictures, took maybe 10 minutes to read, and we kept working and working. And now our fundamentals dictionary takes over 2 hours to read with 67 video clips, and it's 11 chapters. So we continue to make huge differences. Like even last night, we made a bunch of differences in terms of the club. We're now doing a Queen of the Month. We have massive goals for 2021. It's just the members is what inspires us to make something different, to keep going. When we hear our members tell us, I've never been taught this way before, that's what keeps us going. We're like, okay, this is working. We're making a difference. We're actually helping these riders grow, whether they were intermediates or elites, they're growing. And so Mars and I and our staff work so hard every single day. I haven't had a day off in the past 5 months. We just keep working for our members to do the best we can. And we also try to help other clubs as much as possible as well, whether they're small or big. We'll help them out with dressage. We'll help them out with advertising. Yeah, that's about it.
I feel like my club, Snow Wolves, inspired just everything in me. The members are the most caring, amazing people. And whenever somebody is having a bad day, there is, so many people offering to help them and talk them through and just offering in a shoulder to cry on or someone to vent to. And I feel like that's what really makes me think I want to do the most for these people because they put the most into me and this club and they put effort and I want to match that effort tenfold. I love them so much and they're so caring and I think they deserve the world and I want to give them to that and they just inspire me every single day.
For me, I see as our club, Steel Bees is like very diverse. So like we have not necessarily just a bunch of ages, but we have lots of genders, we have lots of sexualities, lots of everything, lots of nationalities. So I feel like it really inspires me to just like, or just our club in general, just to like help spread positivity on just like everyone. So we always want to stay together. We're spreading our positive energy, we're spreading our love and just like acceptance of everyone.
So to build on top of what Bambi had said, our members really do inspire us, and I think a lot of clubs feel this way. Their effort to do what they do pushes us to keep going, and the energy they give off, we kind of feed off of each other. We give so much energy, a lot of inspiration from both ends, and it's good. It feels good. That's pretty much it.
Keep Sea Vikings going, to keep me going. We hang out, we love each other. The way that they inspire me, the way that I inspire them to keep going, to keep pushing, to do it, and to strive for what you believe in. That's what I love about this club. They will do it, and I just love it.
So for Steel Bees, no matter what Steel Bees and the members like have gone through or like what has happened within the club, we continue to stay strong and they continue like all of my members continue to strive each and every day no matter the situation, and I love that about my club.
Was there ever a time where the club was at an all-time low, and how did you overcome that?
So for Pequel, we're still pretty new. We've only been around for 4 months now, but there was one moment where maybe about 2 months ago where we were struggling a little bit in terms of what to do and how to keep moving forward. And this was actually in terms of comp team. We were so new. We were only 2 months in, and we were trying to get a comp team prepped and get everyone going. And a few of our comp team members had some serious IRL issues going on, and they were unable to compete. And it was like a week before we were supposed to film. And I wanted to just stop altogether. I was like, comp team, like, this is so stressful. We can't do it without these members. Like, we need them. And so instead of me just being like, hey guys, this is over, we're done. Instead of me just taking that initiative and making that choice, I went to our comp team and I asked every single member out of comp team, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep going? Do you want to stop? What is your choice? And every single one of the members said, let's keep going. No matter what happens, at least we tried and we can be proud of ourselves for trying. And because of that decision that they made, our comp team is so strong today and we're ready for 8 Ball. We're ready to film. They've done amazing. They've worked so hard. So anytime in the future, if we ever come across something like that again, I know to talk to the members, let them have a voice in the decisions that we make, and that's how we get through things. We get through things together.
I feel like Snowball's lowest point, when we were just pretty new, we had 3 owners, and the third owner, something came up, and no hard feelings or anything, but he had to step down. And I feel like that was really hard for the club to adjust to having just 2 owners, especially when, they're such an important key to us. So I feel like it was really hard, and then us 2 remaining owners had to take up a bunch of workload, but the members were so caring, and I got so many loving messages saying, hey, you can do this, Brand, and we believe in you. And they just kept supporting us throughout, the hard switch between owners, and I thank them for that every day, and I'm so glad that we got through that together.
Okay. Well, Steel Bees is infamous for getting lots and lots of hate. So there's really no specific moment that we've been at an all-time low, because pretty much we're always at an all-time low because someone always has something to say about us. It's always great because we always love their feedback. But since we're always pretty much at an all-time low, we've gotten used to always just sticking with each other and just knowing that we all need to come together. We're all doing this together, and we are supporting one another, and we know we will get through it because we know Wolfie has gone through it for over a year now, which means that it is possible to get through all this hate that we're getting. So, I mean, we're just sticking through it, and we're just doing it all together. That's really all I have to say.
So another hard time we went through, a hard time that Pico went through, was a certain point in the beginning where we didn't know if we could grow, and we had hit a plateau where we weren't sure if we could grow any more than we already had. So we had doubts instinct and stuff, but Bambi encouraged me a lot personally. The members encouraged us a lot, and we decided to push through those hard times. We decided to dedicate ourselves to improvement. We dedicated ourselves to the club. We wanted to figure out how to grow more and become better and strive for the best. And yeah, that's pretty much how we push through that.
For Sea Vikings, we have sometimes some troubles with competitions, trying to get it in time, or not having enough members at the right time. Competitions are really difficult, but we get through it, we push through it, we encourage each other, we're pumped up, and we get it done at the end of the day. So all is in good times.
Okay, so for Steel Bees, as Dragon said, we do get a lot of hate, but we're not necessarily always at an all-time low. In the back of our heads, we are, because it's a constant hate that we get. And I don't know, like, people have their own opinions, and that's fine. But the one thing that I can say is no matter the hate that you receive, you can't sit there and dwell over it. You can't sit there and let people behind a screen ruin you. And that's just the kind of mindset that I've always been in. So it's like I have what I want in my club, and I have those people that actually like see me and see Steel Bees for who we are. And that's really all that matters. I don't let what other people say get to me, because if I do, then I would have disbanded by now.
What do you wish was different about the Star Stable club community or clubs in general?
So for me, I've noticed that so again, Pico's only been around for 4 months, and Mars and I have only been on SSO for less than a year. And in this time, I've noticed that the dressage clubs, like exclusively, I'm not sure about other clubs, but in the dressage club community, they are so competitive. And I thought it was really shocking because I love helping out other clubs, whether they're small, big, whether they're competitors or not. And I found that quite odd. Like these dressage clubs would try to talk hate about other clubs so their members wouldn't move. If their members did move, they would try to let the other owners know and be like, hey, don't accept this member. And even if the member was a good member, they would still try to say those things because they don't want to see the other club grow. In the beginning for PQL, we weren't accepted right away because we were so different and people were afraid of that difference. And then we started to grow. And I remember in the beginning when we started to grow really quickly, some clubs would like ban us from their open servers so we couldn't advertise. And it was really shocking because I have tried to help as many other clubs as much as possible, whether they're different or similar or whatever. And so I would love to see a change in the dressage community where we come together, we're open to be friends and hang out and help one another, whether that's as simple as advertising each other or saying hi at dressage practice, just some kind of support. Because at the end of the day, I know when I do that, I feel better about who I am. So I know if other dressage clubs try to do that, they'll feel better about themselves as well. And it makes it more of a tight-knit community and we can grow together and we're not going to be stuck in the same dressage that some clubs have been doing for so long. If we can, pass on what we're learning to other clubs, we can all grow the same way at the same time. So that's what I would like to see a change in.
I absolutely agree with Bambi. I feel like, well, Snow Wolves does dressage very casually. We're not competitive at all. But I would love to see a change in the club community in a whole where they're more accepting and encouraging. Like, I love what PQL is doing, hyping up smaller clubs and helping them grow. I love that so much, and I wish so many other people were like that. And I'm so glad that we have good people out there hyping up the smaller clubs. And in general, I just wish the community was a more positive and loving place. And as for in-game, I wish there was more, customization things to, really stand out with your club and just make it your own and, rep your spirit. I wish that there was just more things you could do in game. That would be really nice, I think.
Okay. I'm mostly gonna focus on what I'd like to change for dressage clubs, but I mean, it obviously still applies to other clubs. So the main number one thing that's like I feel is really toxic in the club community is all the rankings and prejudice and like opinions popping around against a certain club. Like for example, oh, this one popular club, they're really good, but this other club, everyone hates them, so it's really bad. And I feel like that's just a big no-no. Like this is a pixel horse game, and it really upsets me that like just because a few people think your club is bad, suddenly everyone is entitled to think, oh, I'm better than you, just because you have this name above your head or whatever. So it's sad to see that this happens. So I wish people would recognize that they should look deeper into the club and like looking at both sides of a story if something happens. And yeah, just like all the drama that revolves around clubs, just because one is good and one is bad. That's like the main thing that's like I'd like to change.
I want to build off of what Bambi said. So, yeah, I agree that the SSO club community is generally really competitive against each other, and I would really like to see a change in that because instead of being so competitive with each other, I feel like we'd grow so much more if we were to just be more cooperative with each other, be more friendly with each other. Like we don't have to like be super over the top friendly and like be like, oh my god, I love you so much. But it would be really nice to, not have that competitive air around dressage clubs whenever we're even near each other. And for what Brand said as well, I really would like to see more customization because it would be so cool to have a choice where you could be more individual with your club and even stand out even more than what we already do, I guess. And regarding the toxicity, yeah, there's quite a bit of toxicity in the club community, and I agree that there should be a change on that. And over time, I think that will probably improve. That's it.
Something that the SSO community can work on is definitely the dressage community. The dressage community definitely needs some more equal and not so much competitive or like at your throats all the time. Just nice and friendly and just having a good time, no threats, no nothing. That would be great.
So I do want to say thank you to Bambi for actually coming out and helping Sylvies. We unfortunately are not the greatest at circles, and Bambi was able to help us, and I've never seen my club thrive on circles more than like I've just never seen improvement until she came and helped us. So clubs can actually help each other and put aside like rude comments or people hating. Like I really feel like if the whole SSO community, dressage, hangout clubs, like the whole entire community came together and put all of their differences aside, the community would be so much better. Of course, people are gonna hate. I don't ever see a world or a community where there's not going to be hate, because people are going to be jealous, people are going to steal ideas, people are going to get mad, people have their own opinions. So I think if we just stop worrying about what other people think and just do what we want and do what we like and what we can do, then I feel like that would fix a lot of things.
How did you get members and how long did it take?
Yeah, by the way, Wolfie, you're welcome. We're totally happy to help anytime. Anybody, we're very happy to help. So for people getting members, within the first month, we got, I'll say numbers just for other smaller clubs. I know when we were small, we were always wondering what's a normal number, but I'm gonna kind of go off that a little bit more in a second. So by the first month, we had about 20, and then we plateaued. We plateaued at 20 for a while, and then we started to reach around 30. However, numbers is not what's important. What's important is quality over quantity. Now, a lot of these clubs that you see as these big, professional, amazing dressage clubs, they may only have 20 to 30 members, and you might think that's not a lot, but those 20 to 30 members is what makes that club amazing at dressage. And so for us, what made us grow is the fact that we were so different. We stood out. And so at dressage practice, at events, we stood out and people came to us because we were so different. So my advice to other clubs, if you want to get more members, of course, do the advertising. Advertise on Discord, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Do as much as you can. Talk to other clubs. Get to know other clubs. That will give you a step up. But the biggest advice that I can give you is be different. If you blend in with the rest, people aren't going to notice you. If you stand out, people will notice you. They'll come to you. They'll be interested in what you're doing, and they'll want to know more. And by stand out, that could be anything. That can be anything that you want it to be. That can be your outfit. That can be your dressage. That can be your events. That can be your message, your values, anything that you want it to be. Just stand out and be different. And of course, have good values. Be kind, welcoming. Be, I don't know, whatever other values there are. I can't think right now because this is very intense. But just be yourselves, and that will get you further. But don't think about the number. That will just get you down. Do not think about the number. Don't think about your Instagram number. Don't think about your Discord number. Don't think about your member count. Think about the quality and put out the message that you want to put out. Don't worry about what people are going to think about your message. This is your time to say something to the world, the SSO community. So say it. Say it however you want to say it. For us, that means pink blobs doing dressage, and that's cool, Okay, I'm done.
I absolutely agree with Bambi. If you're looking to create a club or you're currently struggling with your family, be different. That is such good advice. Do things differently. Do things your own way, how you want to do it. Not the way others do it or not the way someone's telling you how to do it. Do it how you want to do it. Do it in a way that makes you happy, because you can't go through and make a family that you're not happy with. Even if, everybody outside is all like, oh, it's good, it's great, because they told you how to do it. Don't do it the way someone else wants you to do it. Do it the way you want to do it, and the rest will become clear. As for Snow Wolves, we grew very fast, very unexpectedly. I did not take the community I didn't expect them to take to us so fast. We were full in under 2 days, and that is so surprising and so unexpected to us. And I am so thankful for the support we got so fast. And I feel like a big part of that was how we were different, and the owners and I did things the way we wanted to do it, in the way that we thought would be good. And I wholeheartedly believe that if you do something the way you want to do it and it makes you happy, then the path will become clear.
I personally can't comment on how Steel Bees started off with members because I wasn't there. But I know that nowadays I have to totally agree with Bambi in what Brand said, because we truly strive to look at quality over quantity, because right now we are not a full club, but we used to take up 2 clubs. So we definitely changed our kind of way of looking at our members, and now we try to find people who are truly dedicated and who truly want to be in Steel Bees rather than just sitting there and doing nothing. So to all like the clubs out there, if you're just starting off, you can definitely look at the number of people rather than the type of people. But once you start to get even a small following, I truly believe you should start looking at the people who genuinely want to be there and who really love what you're doing, rather than just trying to have a full club because it's the cool thing to do. So just be unique, be yourself, do what you want to do, and have the people in the club that back you up in that.
Yeah, so to build off on what everyone else said, it's basically quality over quantity. It's almost like that with everything in the world, you know. So there's not really enough people like on SSO in general to even fill up all the clubs that we have. Since there's so many clubs, like there's clubs getting made every day, well, almost every, I don't even know, but there's so many clubs getting made almost every week, and it's hard to fill up the clubs, every club, because of that. So people want to join you because you're different, because your club has an individuality that not any other club has. So that's the important thing. You don't have to be similar to other clubs because you're afraid to be different. It's good to be different because that's what gets you out there, you know. And we were very active. That's pretty much one of our main factors. We're really active, and that's what gets us a lot of people. Okay, I'm done.
What started Sea Vikings off was just a simple, unique theme, and the owner was really creative and she put all of her work into this club, and it's an honor for me to take on this club from her. We started off really poppin'. We started off really great. We kept going, and we are here today with amazing people in our club. No matter how many there are, there doesn't matter how much people you have, it's what kind of people you have. That's what's really important for a club to grow with.
So, for Steel Bees, I personally don't know exactly how I gained members because it was just like a random thought. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go make a club. And it just kind of happened. But I did put thought into it because I noticed that there was no other really yellow clubs, and no like animal type of themed club at the time the server I was on. So I was like, okay, this should work, and people just joined. We were chat command for the first 6 months, and then once we got on Discord, I definitely grabbed a hold of my club and figured out exactly what I wanted. So I think just feeding off of what everyone else was saying is I would also add on to just always stay unique. Don't steal ideas from other clubs, don't steal things from other people. Just be yourself.
What makes your club so unique and different from the other clubs?
Okay, well, this is a easy question for Pequel. We're extremely bright pink blobs. Our outfit is full on pink and white, and yeah, we at first people weren't so okay with it. People weren't ready to accept it. You know, when you bring something different to the table, people don't like change. But once they saw our message behind the pink blobs, they started to fall in love, and we gained a lot of supporters. The message behind it is to be unique. We are all individuals. We are all different. We are all unique in ourselves. Whether to you that's your your gender identity, your sexual identity, your nationality, your anything, whatever you want, just the way you are as a person. Maybe who knows what it is? Maybe you love school and the next person next to you loves sports. We're all uniques. So that's the message behind our outfit, is to be different and to stand out and to accept that our personalities are different. And what also makes us unique is our values. In our club, we really focus on teaching good values to our members. Yes, our club is more of a mature club. We don't have as many younger members, but we still try to teach the older members good values, whether that's kindness, being super welcoming to everybody, try to be as professional as you can when you're doing dressage, try to have fun, try to be there to support each other. And a little bit else that makes us unique is our dressage. We teach a totally new style of dressage, focusing entirely on fundamentals. And so our members learn so much coming to us, whether they've been doing dressage for 10 years and they're elite, they still learn. And we want to spread that across the dressage community. We want to help other clubs learn this new way of dressage because it does perfect what you're doing. And so all of those things combined make us so unique. And I really want to encourage everybody else to be unique as well. Accept who you are and don't try to fit in. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do what you want to do. Be who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I'm good.
I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with Bambi. I feel like what makes Snow Wolves unique and special and, stand out from all the other clubs is there's not a lot of mythological themes. Like, you can see, space or nature themed or animals, but I and the owners took something we really liked, which was, gods and mythology and stuff. We took something we liked, so we would have inspiration in it, and we turned it into something great. And I feel like our theme is what makes us stand out the most, that we, base our club around goddesses, and our theme's a little different. I don't see a lot of winter clubs, to be honest with you. There's only maybe a few handful, and I absolutely love the originality of our club, and I love everybody in the SSO community's, originality. I try my best to support every unique club I see, and I absolutely agree with Bambi. What makes us special to the heart is that everyone is so different. Everyone has different likes and dislikes and personalities, but we still fit together like a puzzle. We still are the best family we possibly can be, despite being different in different life situations, different steps of life, different personalities, different everything, and we still fit together so nicely as a family, and I cannot be more grateful for that.
I think we're pretty unique because we like bees. So, I mean, I haven't really ever seen a bee club until Steel Bees was made, and then suddenly there's just a bunch of bee clubs. But I mean, we also have a very unique rank system and like a teaching system, I personally feel, because I'm not going to say too much because we obviously don't necessarily we want it to stay our unique thing, but pretty much we don't have any ranks in our club, and that's just the way we roll. And yeah, and like Brand said, and I think Bambi mentioned it too, but everyone in our club is all different. No one is the same person in our club, but we all have a love for dressage that pulls us all together, and which kind of makes us all bond and become a family. So yeah, I really think that's unique for us.
Okay. So like what Bambi had said, we're literally pink blobs running around in an arena. So, um, what is it? Oh, yes. We basically have a whole reporting system. We manage our club pretty differently than other clubs, I'd say. I would like to talk more about the reporting system. So what I noticed was not many clubs have this, from what I'm aware of, but we have a Google form where we allow our members to report on things or situations or people that are causing trouble or yeah, pretty much causing trouble. And we also have it open for outside people as well, not just our members, so we can keep our members in check, and we know what's wrong, and so we don't have a person that is problematic or causing trouble purposely in our club. And we will use the reporting system, and we'll talk to the person who's causing trouble. We'll try to solve it, and I think that works out really well because then it'll ease the tension if there is any drama or arguments in our club or outside the club. So yeah.
With Sea Vikings, we went for a more medieval theme as there wasn't much of that. So we just love the Viking ship and all medieval stuff, all the old time stuff, and we want to really create that theme and stick with that theme to create something that no one has thought about.
For steel bees, like Dragon said, we like bees. Um, we might like jazz too, I'm not sure. But what makes us unique is I have never been in any other clubs besides Steel Bees, and I own it. Well, I was in one, but it was a chat command club, and I was only in it for a week, and then I made Steel Bees. So pretty much the entire Steel Bees is unique because I don't have any experience. So, like Dragon said, we don't do ranks because I personally don't want people to think that like they're only in the club to earn a rank. I want people to be in Steelbees because they like the atmosphere that has been created and they feel welcomed and part of a family. Another part that makes us unique is just the way SB is ran. We don't we don't do lessons. We do more so clinics now. So it helps with dressage and it allows people to expand their knowledge on dressage each and every day that they attend these clinics.
All right, and I think that's all the questions I have for you guys. Thank you all for being here and working with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
This
so
was
much.
yes, awesome experience. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I kept dying on the Discord call. I'm so sorry. My connection is so crap.
Hello everyone. Thank you all so much for watching this last Q&A on day 3. We are currently getting ready for the meet and greets, which will be taking place on Raspberry Valley and Nightstar first. I would also like to make an announcement that there will be a special video that being premiered right after the last meet and greet of day 3, so be sure to look out for that. We'll be posting it on this channel and we'll be putting it in our Discord server as well. I would also like to announce the clubs that are currently doing meet and greets over the next few hours. The first one, that is in about 15 minutes, is Atomic Roses on Raspberry Valley and Western Rams on Nightstar. An hour after that, at 4 p.m. PST, it'll be Snow Wolves, Turbo Turtles, and Friday Nights on Nightstar. Star Stable Online United, Pink Queen's Legacy, Fire Bullets, Sea Vikings, Blue Mains, and Ocean Mystery on Cookie Canyon. And then 30 minutes after that, at 4:30 p.m. PST, is Doom Pirates and the Tales on Stormy Pear, and Earth Trackers on Nightstar. 30 minutes after that, at 5 p.m. PST, will be... Oh, no, never mind. That one's canceled. Okay, so an hour at 5:30 p.m. PST will be Shady Eagles and Steel Bees on Hazy Galaxy. After those meet and greets are done, there will be, again, a special video premiering that you guys won't want to miss. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to end the stream here and start a new one, so be sure to be there for the meet and greets.